The title is Three Stories of Combat. 1. A story in the gauntlet. Sergeant Saunders was held captive in a train car with other American prisoners of war traveling from France to Germany. The American prisoners were trying to break open the locked door of the train car. One of them, B, refused to participate, saying, "If I break down the door and get caught by the Germans, I will die. I will just quietly go to the POW camp, live there as a prisoner, and then later, when we exchange prisoners, I can go home." Just before crossing the German border at a station, the door finally opened and the American prisoners began to escape. We joined the escape. Several were shot dead and several were injured during the escape. Saunders, on the run, encountered the injured C and helped him escape, struggling with him. Saunders, in the midst of great difficulty, saw B on the other side and asked him to go with him to help the injured C, but B refused, thinking that it would be difficult for him to escape alive by himself. In the process, C, who had been injured, died, and Saunders with B ran away together, sometimes ahead and sometimes behind. A German military dog, which had been pursuing B, detected him, chased him, and bit off his hand. As the Germans were about to arrest B, Saunders arrived nearby. Saunders had captured a German rifle on the way. He killed a German soldier who attempted to arrest B and then fought with a military dog that charged at him, eventually subduing it. Afterwards, Saunders treated B's arm, which had been beaten by a military dog, with styptic and bandages from the German soldier's belt. Saunders and B disguised themselves by wearing the uniforms of dead German soldiers, and while running away together, they encountered several other armed German soldiers on the road. Saunders eventually subdued them but was injured. Saunders asked B for help, but B left him behind. The remaining Saunders lost consciousness due to head injuries and other causes. When Saunders regained consciousness, he looked around and saw that Saunders, wearing a German military uniform, was receiving treatment in a tent of a German field hospital and was hallucinating after receiving a morphine injection to relieve his pain. Then American shells fell all around, and the German army and the hospital were in chaos. Saunders barely managed to escape, and when the British and German forces engaged in battle, Saunders helped the British army, and when the British army found out that Saunders was an American soldier, they sent Saunders to the American Army Hospital. There Saunders met B again, hence the title Gauntlet. B was greatly surprised to see Saunders back alive. Saunders, who survived several near-death experiences by helping his comrades even from the brink of death, and B, who always turned down the calls for help from wounded comrades on the brink of death. 2. A story in the title Encounter. An old Captain A met his son B. These days, A is accompanying a squad in action and encouraging them. B came from the United States to cover the battlefield and happened to be in his father's unit. Throughout their lives, There had been an estrangement and poor communication between father and son, and between father and son's mother, that is, the captain's wife. In the past, when the father gave advice to his son, he was often blocked by son's mother. The father wouldn't allow his son to cover combat scenes, likely for safety reasons. However, Lieutenant Henry allowed him to report, saying it was at his discretion, so B was able to experience the battlefield firsthand and write about it. In the tragic scene of the bloody battle between American and German troops, friend and foe, where the fireworks and close combat took place, the son met his father and had a heart-to-heart talk. The mother had told her son that her past falling in love with A was the worst thing in her life. How many painful worst experiences have we encountered in our past lives, our present lives, and our future lives, that father and son reconciled on that day and at that moment? 3. From the title The Follow. Saunders, Kirby, and Vincent were talking during a break from their search operation. Saunders was planning a vacation to Paris, and Vincent was going to Boddington, a small town near London, England. Vincent, an orphan, volunteered at an orphanage in Boddington. He showed Kirby and Saunders photos he took with the orphans there. When they heard gunfire from the front of the squad, the three of them went in that direction and found that one of the advance squad members had been killed by an enemy sniper. The three of them split up and went to find the sniper, but then another gunshot was heard and Vincent was shot. Saunders, having located the sniper, killed the German sniper with his rifle and went to Vincent. As Vincent lay dying, he handed Saunders an envelope saying, "This is $300 I was planning to give to an orphanage during my vacation. Please deliver it instead." Then he died. Boddington's orphanage was run by a young woman named Tinsley, her father, and a nanny. Saunders' vacation destination had changed. He was planning to deliver $300, the blood money of Vincent, who had died a few days earlier, to the Boddington orphanage. Saunders went there and handed Tinsley $300. Just then, an air raid siren sounded and everyone fled. The city was bombed. Saunders helped clean up the broken orphanage, and the next day he helped Tinsley by going on a picnic with the children and playing with them. Saunders had planned to spend his remaining 3 days of vacation helping out there. Tinsley's father told Saunders, who was returning from the picnic, that he hoped his daughter wouldn't be hurt in any way because of him. Saunders told Tinsley he was planning to leave the next day. Tinsley wondered what her father had said. Tinsley said she was a widow and her husband was a soldier and died in the war. Tinsley said she hopes to have a good relationship with Saunders because of his character and his willingness to help children and orphanages. Saunders replied, "In 3 days I will be facing a life or death situation where bullets are flying." Tinsley said, "That's okay." As soon as he finished speaking, the nanny came in and said that Tinsley's father had collapsed from a heart attack and was out of medication. Saunders, at Tinsley's request, went to a nearby pharmacy and got some. Then air raid sirens sounded and the bombing began again. The orphanage residents and the townspeople fled to bunkers. When Tinsley returned to the orphanage to pick up Saunders, who might still be there, Tinsley was killed in a bombing. The next scene is after Tinsley's funeral. The orphanage family is returning on a bus and Saunders is trudging along carrying his suitcase. All of us, including those who appear here, who have wounds in our souls and bodies, live painful and sad lives, difficult lives. Please do not lose hope and live well. Rely on our true friend, Jesus, who carried the cross, Jesus who died, and Jesus who was resurrected. Finally, John 15:13, greater love has no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. In Japanese. In Chinese. Thank you.